Welcome to our house tour. Good morning, welcome to today's video. I am actually so excited for today because we closed on our house 1 year ago from the time this video is going live. The year has flown by. We've made a lot of changes to the house. I've kind of taken you along the journey through the vlogs, but I've never done a full house tour. I know a lot of you really wanted to see it, so sit back, enjoy, and I'm just gonna kind of take you around and show you everything we've done in our modern farmhouse renovated 2004 house. Starting off with the first room, Chris's office. So this is right off of the entry of our house. I obviously don't spend much time in here, but Chris is super happy with it. I did also want to mention, I get a lot of questions about paint colors. I will have all the paint colors listed down below. It's all off of like a modern farmhouse paint stick from Sherwin-Williams. This is the new addition to the office. Chris is thrilled about it. Like the glass whiteboard, I don't know, makes him feel official, so he can have it. Whatever. All of the rugs we have in this space, in our house for the most part, are all from Rugs USA. Very affordable. I still think they look really nice. We tried to go nice and neutral to like contrast off the dark floors, which, I mean, you'll see as we go through the house, we sanded down the floors, totally changed them. They used to, basically everything in this house was butterscotch. So they had wood floors, but they were all very gold. We wanted it to be very like gray, white, black. Thankfully, all of the hardware in the house was already black, so we didn't have to change any of that. But yeah, this is his office. He's a big fan of his map. We were actually just talking about last night. He is like, he loves geography. I can't relate on that, but this is one of the little push pin ones. So there's like a pin for where we want to travel, pins for where we have been already. So yeah, we got this, I think, off of Etsy. I think this is a nice addition. He works from home 3 days a week, so having that as his like background in all of his Zoom calls. He loves his freaking cabinet over here. Let's get into it. He loves bourbon. I do not. I think it's horrible, but he did this. I was like, don't you think that's a little bit much? He's like, no, I actually don't think it's enough. So he loves it. Certified personal trainer. Go, Christopher. I'm horrible about printing pictures, but I just got some of our professional pictures printed from Hawaii, our honeymoon, our wedding. I literally haven't printed anything really since we've got all of those back. So that will be something I'll slowly add to the house. We just recently also added a little chair. The chair we were also kind of struggling with. The one that we really liked was from our house. A lot of the furniture from here is from our house, but our house chairs are like minimum $1,000. We didn't want to spend that, so we found this at Home Goods, I believe for $200. And it's great, matches the whole theme, has the wood bottom and then like that herringbone cloth, so our cats don't absolutely destroy it. That is basically it for his office, so we're gonna move into the dining room. We've only had one full meal here, but I really like the way it turned out. We have a Our House Loft table. Our House Loft literally just means that it's like discount Our House. So the only thing that was like defective about this table is it doesn't have leaves. That's one thing we did in a lot of the pieces of furniture. This was our first house, so we didn't necessarily have like a ton of furniture to like furnish it with right in the beginning. So finding nice quality stuff that was like a little dinged up also made me feel a little bit better, because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna wreck it at some point anyway, especially when we have kids. So yeah, the only thing wrong with the table was that it didn't have like the fold out leaves. Otherwise it was in great condition. So our house loft, highly recommend if you're in the Columbus area. I don't really know how many stores they have or what other cities they're in, but we've been really happy with this. The chairs, I don't remember where they're from. I wanna say Wayfair. I'll have to check with my mom because she picked these out for us. I get like super hyper focused on this wood has to match the bottom of the chairs perfectly, and the wood of the table has to match the wood on the floor perfectly. And my mom was really good at telling me, like, especially if you're going for a modern farmhouse, like you can have different tones. So the bottom of the chairs are definitely a little bit lighter. Once they all got put in, I was like, holy cow, you're right. Like it doesn't make that much of a difference at all. All of the other decorations in here, like this little table, all of the vases, my mom helped me do, because this is also stuff that overwhelms me. I'm like, I don't know, so many things could go here. What in the world, like how do you choose? All the decorations are basically from Hobby Lobby, At Home, and Home Goods. My mom kind of always filters through those 3 stores shopping for clients. She's an interior designer, faux finisher, so she helped with most of this. But yeah, the freestanding plant over there, I believe was At Home. The table over here is At Home. And once again, the rug is from Rugs USA. I don't think we spent more than $200 on the rugs downstairs, and they're all 8x10s. The one in our great room that you'll see is actually a 9x11, I think. And I think that was like $200 or $300, so very affordable. We have cats, they pluck at stuff. I don't need to be spending an arm and a leg on rugs. This is the dining room, and then we can head into the kitchen. As most of you know, the kitchen is actually where we did most of the renovating. We will put the before pictures, videos, everything was very gold. Not in a bad way, just not really what we were going for. Obviously, we were going for more of the lighter, cooler tones, very bright. I do a lot of recording in here, so everything was butterscotch. The floor in here was actually all tile, so they had to rip up all the tile. We matched the wood in, so they did all maple in. They had to like weave it in. Then they sanded the original floors and then stained all of it. So our whole first floor is wood now, and it's, I don't know the color. I've gotten asked before. They custom matched it to samples I got at Lowe's. So the floor was the first thing we did. And then the cabinets were like painfully obvious that they didn't match, because it was that butterscotch color that butted up to the ground with our new floors. Had the cabinets sprayed white. This was something Chris and I were going back and forth with, if we were either going to paint the cabinets ourselves with my mom's help, because once again, she's a professional, or if we were gonna paint the cabinets ourselves and have the rails done professionally, or switch. And we figured we spend most of our time in the kitchen, you kind of look at them way more up close than you would railings. So we decided to paint the railings. We had these spray painted and they look fantastic, nice and smooth. We didn't change any of the actual like appliances aside from our dishwasher because we had to. So once again, that was something I was super happy about. These were already black. All of the hardware was already black. The stove top's already black. We just painted all the cabinets, and then the countertops were left, which were like very gold. There was a lot going on. It was like a really busy granite. And then the little square tiles that Chris was like, I didn't really mind it. I did, it drove me nuts. That was the one thing about taking up this renovation. As we did one thing, it really emphasized how much we needed to change something else, just because it was so gold and we were bringing in cooler tones. So we ended up going with the Tenor Calcutta quartz countertops. I believe I said that. We looked at so many countertops and the Calcutta was definitely like the way to go. Just nice and clean, because this is a fairly large kitchen. And then we just did the Subway tile backsplash with white granite. I was a little worried, and so was Chris, that it would be a little too white, but my mom was like, if you're gonna do it's a simple but yet a busy countertop with like all of this really deep veining through it, you wanna keep the backsplash as simple as possible so you don't take away from the countertop. The countertops are like the accent of the kitchen, according to Susan. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. We did get the like gooseneck faucet, I think is what it is. So we did change that out. We got the matte black to match. If you look closely at the hardware, there's actually like gold detailing down the side. Not a big enough deal for me to change that out because replacing hardware is expensive. But yeah, we went with just a plain white on the main cabinets, and then on the island, it's really popular right now to kind of make it a darker color. So I think this is Gauntlet Grey. I will have that listed down below as well. I'm pretty sure it's the same color we used down in the basement. Once again, all off of the same like modern farmhouse paint stick from Sherwin-Williams. Overall, we've just been super happy with it. I love the way this kitchen turned out. It's amazing to record in, very clean, very updated compared to what we started with. So that's the kitchen, and then I will show you our little like dining area that we sit at way more than we do the actual dining room. This is actually not totally complete yet. I think we're gonna get some kind of like taller console table over here to, I don't know, hold plates and stuff like what homeowners do. I don't know. My mom was like, you really need a nice white console here. I'm like, okay, those are also kind of expensive. So we've just kind of held off on that because it's not a necessity. This is also one of the things we got from our house loft when we first moved in, our kitchen table. I am a big fan of the round table in here. I feel like it just fits it really well. This is definitely like a very weathered table, as is like the weathered look, but we got it on sale because there's little chips in it, little nicks here and there. We saved like over $1,000, and it's still a really nice table, really sturdy. So this is also an our house table. We just got it from the discount store. Love that for us. And then the chairs are actually from World Market. You're gonna kind of notice a theme. I love the look of leather. We have a leather chair in our great room that you'll see, and I think we're gonna get a leather chair for upstairs. Our cats have claws. They like to stretch on things, and having a textured cloth material on our chairs, furniture, whatever, just works easier. If it plucks a little bit, you can't really notice it as much. So World Market has a lot of different cute, like more modern chairs. They also have more of like a boho look to them. So all of the stools in our kitchen have a black bottom, the chairs have a black bottom, the bottom of our table is black, and then we have a round rug underneath that is also from Rugs USA, another discount rug. So we've been super happy with all of this. I did get this one in a more like gray color, but there's still there's a lot of tan in it, so it pops off of our darker floors. Eventually we'll do the big white console table. My mom has shown me a couple that look really nice. If you've ever renovated anything before, you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm spending like minimum $100 a day. I just want to get to a point where I'm not spending anything and I can enjoy. So Chris and I did a lot when we first moved in, and then took kind of like a chill pill with it. And then we got started and finished the kitchen. So we have little things here and there we have to finish. This, some stuff downstairs I'll show you, but this is mainly it for this area. We did change out all of the chandeliers. This one, I feel like is if you look up like modern farmhouse on Pinterest, this is a really typical chandelier that you find. I really like it, kind of a pain to clean all of them, but it is what it is. And then eventually I will change out these curtains. These are my mom's old curtains and they just kind of work for now. We just slide those closed at night so people can't look in our house. And yeah, I don't really know what we'll change those out with, but this works for the time being. So we'll go into the great room. We haven't made like as many changes with, it's more like paint colors, but I will show you that. The biggest thing we really changed in here was just the floors. So the floors are now a much darker color than they were before. Obviously goes with our whole theme a lot better. This table, you guessed it, our house loft, discount our house, big fan. Fun fact, every time someone new comes over to our house, I'm actually shocked that Chris hasn't asked Rico to pick up our coffee table yet. It's like 300 pounds. And when we were moving it in, it was such a hassle. And so yeah, now every time someone comes over, Chris is like, you should really feel our coffee table. It's really heavy. It has like marble on the inside. It is heavy. I'm a big fan of it. They are usually pretty expensive, but if you can find a discount our house, highly recommend. We got these shelves from, I will have that link down below because I linked them on Instagram and I totally forget, but they were fairly affordable and I think they look really good for being like a cheaper shelf. This was obviously a very large wall and Chris and I were kind of overwhelmed and we're like, I don't know what to do with it. My mom originally did like a little collage on the wall. It was a little busy for me. I'm a very like basic, neutral, simple person. And with the shelves being super busy, I just wanted like one big piece of artwork there. So I believe this is off of just like canvas art or something like that. I'll probably link that down below too, because I know I'll get questions about that. And then the couches. Also, discount our house, our house loft. This big one is huge. We were a big fan of this because it fit the space. That was another thing where like, I don't want it to look dinky in this big space. So this one was on sale because there was a little spot in the back that was a little like messed up, and then there were some stains along the bottom. My mom just used a furniture cleaner and it fixed it up pretty well. So this was actually the only piece we got from our house that was brand new. We ordered this one to match this. This is the Remington. Very comfy. We like a deep couch that you can just like sit back and relax. We will spend more time up here once we get the TV mounted on the wall. This is gonna be kind of a project because we have to add an outlet in the middle of the wall because it's gonna sit flush. Chris really wants it up like immediately, but for right now, we don't spend a ton of time in here just because it doesn't have the TV. So if we're gonna sit on a couch, we usually go downstairs. The other thing I do get a lot of questions about, and like I mentioned in the kitchen talking about the chairs, I love the look of leather, especially for modern farmhouse. My office is more of like a boho farmhouse chic or like boho farmhouse look. So I kind of tried to like weave that into our whole house so it kind of flows a little bit. This is from West Elm. Love the chair. They also offer it in a couch with a little, actually the same ottoman. I think we're gonna get it upstairs, but in terms of like leather stuff, that's probably gonna be it because of the cats. They like to destroy leather. I did get double-sided tape, which seemed to help a little bit. I did that on the corners of all of our furniture to start to kind of like teach them not to pluck at it. That is basically it for the great room. I guess the other thing I did get, I mean, most of these decorations, same thing, are like at home, Hobby Lobby, and Home Goods. The, what are those called? End tables, side tables. Those are from, I believe, Hobby Lobby as well. This one actually lifts up so you can like put something in it like a blanket. We never use it for that because if you're gonna put something on the top, then you have to like constantly take it off. But I think they look nice. They have the black bottoms again and then the wood. So this one over here, they're a little bit different, but this is something my mom has taught me. It doesn't have to match perfect because I'm like very OCD and she's like, Kelly, it's gonna look fine. I'm like, okay, can you just buy it then? Because I think I have to find something better. But love the way this looks. The lamp is Target, very affordable. This pillow I get so many questions about. Hobby Lobby, they have a ton of them. They also have a lot of the Rae Dunn pillows that I use in the fall for Christmas. So yeah, that's our great room. This is for sure our favorite rug from Rugs USA. So this is the one I tell everyone about. This is like, I believe 9 by 11 or something like that. But this is like very modern farmhouse. This is kind of what I base the whole room off of because I love the look of this rug. I love the little fringes on it. And this is the one I mentioned. I wanna say we paid like $200 or $300 for it. And when you're talking about this large of a rug, that's kind of unheard of. The one that I originally found, I believe was $3,000. And I was like, oh, we're not doing that. So I'll take it. Rugs USA, thank you so much for making affordable rugs that are still soft, and yeah, big fan of these. Before we head downstairs, there are 2 more rooms on the main level. I've showed these on Instagram, but the bathroom, we made some renovations to. You can actually see we still have to finish painting up here, but this only had a pedestal sink, which I did not realize how much I hated pedestal sinks until we had one. There's no room for storage anywhere, so I had like toilet paper sitting on our little thing behind me. So this was from Lowe's, and it has like the little sliding farmhouse door, so goes very much along with the modern farmhouse theme. We got the black hardware to match. We will eventually take this out. They had this there with the pedestal sink. And then we added this from Hobby Lobby, switched out the light fixture. We switched out all the light fixtures on the main floor because they were these like big golden, not great lights for what I want. So yeah, this is the bathroom. I'm so happy with this sink. This was also like the whole thing was $300, I think. So I think affordable for a nice vanity like that. And the hardware lays flush, so this can slide over it. So it's like a full barn house door. I thought that was really fun. And then moving into the laundry room, I showed this on Instagram as well. This, basically we could either have our washer and dryer upstairs or downstairs. The previous owners had it downstairs, and they kind of made this like a mud room. So we still have to finish painting over here. They had like a bunch of hangers. We had the cabinets added in so we could have storage, because we just had everything sitting on top of the dryer, which was just like very cluttered coming into it. And then when we got those built in, my dad's contractor friend also built us this little shelf. We might eventually paint it white, but we keep our laundry baskets in there. I thought that was a fun little addition. So this is the laundry room. Turned out great. Definitely much happier now that we have the storage cabinets, because I hated having everything sitting out all the time. And now we'll go downstairs. The one thing I probably should have mentioned from the start, we have a 5-level split, which is like a more modern split level house, but apparently they are very common in Ohio. They don't seem to be super common in other states, from what I've heard other people say and from the questions I've got. They're like, what do you mean you have 2 basements? We have 5, technically 6 levels in our house. It's just like a very efficient use of space. So you come down, whatever, 5, 6 stairs, and then this is like our first basement. We were originally kind of calling this our living room because we have our TV in here. This was the only part of the house that had been renovated before we moved in. This had just been done before we moved in, actually, so the carpet is super plush. I feel like you could just like sit and chill on the carpet. It's very nice, something that we definitely noticed when we moved in. They had these really nice granite countertops. Our cat loves the sink. And then they had the dark cabinets with the rose gold hardware. I wasn't a huge fan of that originally, but I think it's kind of fun. It's different. We have a full fridge and freezer down here. More of Chris's bourbon. Once again, not something I necessarily love, but it works. This is definitely the area we spend the most time in our house usually. She drinks out of the sink down here. She's a big fan. So yeah, we spend the most time down here, and this was probably our favorite purchase in terms of furniture. This couch is also from our house. This was our big splurge of a purchase. This is called the Kipton couch. It's custom built for our space, so it takes up this whole wall. We liked that it had the chase and that there's plenty of room to fit our whole family. And we have like the little bar stools over here, got the love sack, so we have plenty of seating. These are actually, this little coffee table is super old from my mom's old place, but these actually all pull out and then you can sit on them. So we have even more seating with those. Kind of get stuck on the rug, but that's fine. We'll still eventually do some kind of like artwork behind there, but that's, once again, it's like we kind of focused on the main floor first, and then we'll slowly start adding more and like adding the final touches, I guess. But all of the pillows, I believe, are still from like, actually, these are Kirkland's, Home Goods, Hobby Lobby probably. The one thing with this couch I wanted to mention, because we get a lot of questions about this, I loved the look of the Restoration Hardware Cloud Couch. I believe it's called, the one that's in a lot of the really nice houses. It looks like very sleek. It's very plush. But when you sit down in that one, it leaves an indent from where you sat. And I hear a lot of people who have them complain about that. They're like very high maintenance and that you have to fluff them every time you sit down or lay down. This, you don't have to do that. It's nice and wide. This is literally like a twin bed. Chris and I can't say enough about this couch. This was by far our favorite purchase. It was expensive. We had to wait for it for a little bit, but the Kipton couch from our house is fantastic for a lounge room like this. And then we got the love sack. We originally put this in the corner, but the other thing in this room, one of our other like bigger purchases we still have to make, is a console table. We're not just gonna leave it open for the cats. We're gonna get a fairly large console table to go underneath here. I found one at Crate and Barrel. It matches our cabinets perfect. So they actually have a little feature where you can like place it in your room. So we'll put a screenshot in so you can see that. I think it's gonna fit perfect. Kind of matches the wood on the stools too, which I do get questions about these as well. These are swivel stools, so they can turn around and watch the TV. These were from At Home. At Home has really affordable bar stools that are really nice. So going back to the cloth, I wanted cloth, not leather, just because I knew the cats were probably gonna lay on there, probably pluck at it. And I like the way they have the wood on the bottom to kind of go along with our little modern farmhouse theme. Even though this area wasn't technically like a farmhouse theme with the rose gold, it's whatever. But yeah, then the granite countertops, I think I already mentioned that. If we would have had these countertops upstairs, I wouldn't have redone ours. We had a very gold countertop. These are much more gray. So I like how they redid this a lot. The only other thing down here, there's also a bathroom. Chris's dad likes to joke that this is like his room of the house because he has his TV, he has a bar, he has a bathroom, and his couch. Like, he doesn't need to get up to go anywhere. Big bonus of having the bathroom down here, especially when we have people over for Ohio State games. It's nice that we can just kind of keep everyone on the same floor. That's our like first downstairs. There is another level that is unfinished. That is our home gym. That video will actually be coming right after this one, so look forward to that. I talk about all the equipment because we do get a lot of questions about that as well. I'll have all the information and like equipment linked in the description of that video. But for now, we're just gonna stick to the main part of the house. So we're gonna head upstairs now. This is our master bedroom. This is another thing. Basically, all of the rooms that are not on the main floor still have a few things that need added. Going back to the whole, I don't really print pictures. I'm really bad at it. I do eventually, like, we still need lamps and I want more pictures on the walls, but for now it's, you know, it's livable. I like it a lot. It's still cozy. I ordered the And Sewed Together. They built a life they loved. Those are off of Etsy. Basically, all of the larger pieces of artwork are all off of Etsy because you can customize what size you want. They're usually fairly affordable. And then you can also choose like the frame colors. I'm sure they have a lot for whatever theme your house is, but they have a lot on Etsy for modern farmhouse. If you just search modern farmhouse artwork, whatever you're looking for, so many options pop up. And then once again, you can kind of like pick the frame. So once again, this was our first house. We only had a queen bed set before. We sized up to a king, which means we needed a new bed frame, new nightstands. So all of the furniture in here is new. It's from Pottery Barn. This was one of the other kind of expensive things, but we figured it's gonna last us forever probably. We've been really happy with it. Pottery Barn takes for freaking ever to deliver. So just like, if you've been following along since our whole nightstand fiasco, just prepare yourself for like long shipping and delivery. We love everything so far. So I have the little dresser over here. It fit perfect into this corner. I keep a lot of my activewear and like folded clothes in there. Nightstands, once again, I need to get lamps still, but they were worth the wait. And then Chris has a nightstand, and then he has this taller dresser that I've honestly considered getting a second one for this area over here. We might get like one of those wardrobe things that like the doors open to it. We'll just see. We're kind of figuring it out. Like, you don't really know what you need in a brand new house until you live in it and figure out the things you're lacking. So we might still get another nightstand, but we have the cat tower, of course, and the cats love that. I actually get a lot of questions about this. They're like, where did you find the white, like more modern looking one? Petland. It's one of the ones that's not pre-built, so it comes in a box. Just look in their cat tower section. It'll be in a box on the shelf, really easy to build, and they freaking love that thing. The only other thing in here, the rug. This is another rug from Rugs USA. The one I originally found was off of Pottery Barn as well. Once again, I think that was like almost a $2,000 rug. It's like, no thanks, that sounds like way too much. So I found this on Rugs USA for I think like $200. The only thing, this one sheds a little bit. I vacuum every single day, so I don't notice it shedding anymore. I think I've just sucked all of the hair off of it at this point, but I like the way it looks. It's just that knit like sweater rug. It matches with all of the fall, winter, spring. It's just nice and clean and simple. So I really liked it. If you ask Chris, he'd be like, I hate this rug, get rid of it. Then moving into the bathroom, this is the area of the house that we have the most changes to make in. Like, we already have planned to make changes. We have I know there's a specific name for this room. I just called the toilet room. My mom is like, no, it's called the whatever. I don't know. But we had the little over the toilet storage thing just added. I ordered that off of Touch of Class, I believe, because there was no storage above it. Once again, I hated that because there was no place to put toilet paper in like female products. So we added that, and that once again has like a sliding, I don't know if you're able to see. It has the little sliding door, farmhouse door, love that. So this is actually a good representation of what the cabinets in our whole house looked like. They were this more like butterscotch color. Same thing, they already had the black hardware, so we've kept this for now. The main focus was always the downstairs, the part that everyone sees. We're gonna probably keep this for another year or so. I don't know, we'll just kind of play it by ear. I definitely wanna change out the countertops at some point. We did change out the mirrors, but the other thing, like if you look close enough, they had different hardware on every single part in this bathroom. So it was like some parts were black and then it's silver and then it's like a brushed whatever. So I want it to all be black eventually. There's this cute little pink stain that I just always keep covered because it drives me a little nuts. And then we might eventually paint the cabinets like the same gray color that we have downstairs on our island. We would eventually change out basically everything here. We'd get like a freestanding tub. We'd get rid of all of this tile and then mainly just change all of the hardware to black. Chris was originally thinking like, oh, if we change the shower, we can bump out the closet. I don't know. We're gonna talk to a professional who can kind of figure out a better use of space here, because the closet is kind of where all of our problems stem from. It's a big closet, but it's also not super organized, so just like bear with me here. It's a big space, but they only have one rack to hang stuff and it's really high. I'm 5'8", like I'm a taller female. I can't reach anything up there, so it just feels like a poor use of space. We wanna get like built-ins to have in there so you can put your shoes, like get things up off the ground. So that's like the big thing we still have to figure out and meet with someone and kind of figure out what the best plan is, the design plan, the layout, what we would do if we would bring like a hardwood or like a fake hardwood in here and into our bathroom. But that's something we'll figure out as we go. That is it for the master. We'll head upstairs to the guest bedrooms and my office. Guest bedroom number 1, and probably this is probably my favorite room. I think Chris said this is his favorite room now too. Once again, not totally done. This is basically all the stuff we already had. This was a dresser that we had from our queen bedroom set that didn't fit in the other guest bedroom you will see. This was one of the only rugs that I purchased like full price. I didn't try to find a lesser expensive version of it because I loved it. Obviously, you've seen most of our house now. It's very neutral. I'm a big fan of like the pastel colors, and I just thought this Moroccan rug was super fun. It's very comfortable, and I wanted to have like one fun guest room and not it be so neutral all around. So this entire wall is a closet. So it's kind of like this is really the only way you could set up the room unless we flipped the bed. I think it's cute how it turned out. I just got the little bench from Target. I was originally thinking chairs, but I think the bench fits there nicely. This is the old plant out of my office at my apartment. So if you've been following for a while, you saw this in all the back of my try-ons. All of the fake plants I have are either from World Market, or this one in particular is from At Home. They have a lot of nice options for pretty affordable. And then you're gonna notice there's tags on some of this stuff still trying to figure out exactly what I want to keep and maybe rearrange. So the nightstands I got from Home Goods. Once again, really affordable. I like that they add a pop of color. I will put a picture on the screen of the exact picture I was going off of for the whole like inspiration for this room. I was never thinking I would find a colored nightstand, and I'm not kidding you. I think this room has turned out like almost exact to what I had pictured. Like the rug is almost exact. I think they had white bedding, but all of the bedding in here is like the sheets are all Cozy Earth, but the top coverlets are all like a linen from Anthropologie or something, nice and basic. So yeah, happy with the nightstands, and they're small. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the little lamps because they're like ridiculously small. I was saying that my mom would either come in and be like, those are a hard pass, or like, no, they're cute. And she was like, oh yeah, no, I like them. Oh, those are really small. So I haven't unwrapped them yet because I don't know if we're keeping them. If my mom can't decide, like, how am I supposed to? She's the professional. That is it for room number 1. It is a Jack and Jill, so we can actually go through the bathroom. show you that really quickly, and then into guest bedroom number 2. As I mentioned, these are a Jack and Jill, so they're connected by one bathroom. I kind of tried to make this a combination of the 2 rooms. I don't know if other people would even pay attention to it, but I have like the same greenery, because the second guest bedroom is definitely more of the modern farmhouse feel rather than like the boho chic that one is. The rugs are from World Market. Basically everything in here is from World Market. The little stand I have for above the toilet, it doesn't have shelves, but I think it doesn't have doors, so it's exposed, but I feel like this doesn't get enough use to where it would get messy anyway. So I thought this was really cute. We did change like the shower heads in here, but other than that, the cabinets are still the same. Kind of going back to like what we did or what we want to do in our bathroom. I would eventually like to change the tile in the shower and redo the countertop. But other than that, I honestly don't mind the color of these cabinets in here because it kind of goes along with like the boho farmhouse like merging together. So moving on to the next guest bedroom. There's not much to say in here. This is like all of the old furniture we already had. This full bedroom set, I believe, is from Haverty's a long time ago. My dad bought me this set when I was living with him, and the tall dresser in the other bedroom goes along with his bedroom set, but there was just no other place to use it. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I love the little faux hide rug I got. Once again, hide rugs are really expensive, like all of the other rugs I found. So I tried to find the inexpensive replacements. This hide I got from World Market as well, I believe. Basically all of the stuff upstairs is World Market. I'm a big fan of World Market. They have a lot of the neutrals, but then they also have like a lot of boho chic that you can kind of make work for a farmhouse. So the make yourself at home sign I got from Etsy as well, because once again, you can customize like what size you want. And then all of the little pillows are from World Market. They just have a lot of the really good like boho stuff, and they have really good fiddle leaf plants. Over here on the dresser, you can see both of these are from World Market. Big fan of fiddle leaf plants, and I feel like they look kind of real. I would never put real plants up here because I hardly ever come in here, neither does Chris, so we would never water them. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Very simple, very basic. We might put some other stuff on the walls, but for now, those are our 2 main guest bedrooms. We do technically have one more. It will eventually be our nursery, AKA we haven't done anything with it yet, and it's basically like my second closet for now. So we'll do like a brief like pass through of that and then move on to my office. I already mentioned that it's a little messy and like we haven't done anything with it yet. So there is no furniture. This is literally just like a storage room basically, which for being brand new homeowners, I'm honestly kind of proud that this is our only like messy room. This is basically like where all of the stuff I use for try-ons, any of the reviews I do, I house everything in here just because you saw our closet downstairs. There's not that much space for anything other than like normal clothes, at least not for us. So if you ever wondered what I do with all of the active wear that I do try-ons with, this is it. It sits here in piles and then I will eventually go through it. I do surprisingly wear a lot of it, but this room just gives me kind of a headache, so I try to stay out of it as much as I can. This will eventually be a nursery. There will eventually be a very cute like putting the nursery together video. We are far from that. And so for now, it is just our little cluster room, and that's okay. This is the other full bathroom we have for guests. This I would eventually like to change as well. There is a very large light fixture at the top that I would love to have more like black and kind of fit the theme. But for now, this is the cat's bathroom. It houses their litter pans and doesn't get used for anything else. So now going into my office, I'm a little biased. This is probably my favorite room in the house. I'm in here the most, and I don't know how you feel about your workspace, but if I'm gonna spend a lot of time, especially like being productive, I want to feel very cozy and comfortable in it. So I now have a second desk in here. This was the desk I actually originally had. Now that I have my big MacBook, it just does not fit on there well enough. So I have this big bigger than what I was used to, L desk from, I wanna say Wayfair. Once again, fairly affordable. And then I ended up getting this stand-up desk. I think it's like the Very brand. I can just lift it up if I want to stand and work. Old mirror that I've had for ever since I was in college. This is the backdrop to all of my to all my try-on videos. So I was originally thinking of doing like those like hanging spheres, like more of that boho theme. And then after I recorded a few videos with this in the background, I'm like, you know what? I like the fact that it's plain, the focus on, because I film everything myself in terms of like the try-ons. I don't have someone here to make sure the camera's focused on me and not stuff behind me. So I try to keep this plain. I always keep my clothing rack there. I do get questions about that. I wanna say that's from Wayfair as well. I think I might have that linked on my FAQ highlight on Instagram, so maybe check there. I do not remember. I have my little chairs here. I was originally thinking I would move them into the like boho chic guest bedroom, but I think this bench worked out better there, and this is just like very aesthetic. If you're someone who records, I feel like you just look at this and you're like, yeah, this is great. This is great. The rug in here, World Market. Literally my whole office is World Market or Target. These two desks are Target, or the desk and the shelf. Couch is old, that was in our old apartment. That is from World Market. The pillows, well, the two end pillows are World Market. These more fun ones on the chairs and that one are from Anthropologie. I'm not gonna lie, those are kind of expensive, but that is something they have had on their website for such a long time, and they always look so cute. So I'm like, you know what? I'm getting them for my office. I like them. I think this is the star of the show. Discipline over motivation. If you've been following me for a while, this is like my little motto. You can never rely on motivation all on its own. There are gonna be days where you wake up and you're not feeling it, but you have to have those habits in place and have that discipline to get it done no matter what. I thought that was very appropriate. And once again, this is a really big space, so I kept looking at this wall and I'm like, what am I going to do? But I think this fits perfect. I had this custom made. It's on a reclaimed wood, like, not wall, piece of artwork. And then they had to custom cut this like metal to go on top. So I absolutely love that. It's one of my favorite things in my office, and it's cool to like walk down in and I see that right away on days where I'm like, I really don't want to record today. I don't feel like editing right now, whatever it is. That is staring at me in the face every single day, and I love it. This is another fiddle leaf from World Market. I get so many questions about this. World Market has great fiddle leaf plants. And then this was the newest addition. These had been laying around for quite a while, and I'm like, I don't know how to hang those. So my mom came over, helped me get them up. This one is from World Market, and then the other two are from Home Goods. I don't stray from very many stores. I just stick to what I like, what I find, and it's all worked out very well. The baskets are World Market as well. And then this little kitty tower, I've tried to link this so many times, but they do not sell it online. They have ones that are really similar to it, but not exact. I found that at Hobby Lobby. They still have a bunch of those like hanging basket ones. So I would just check at your local Hobby Lobby, or not Hobby Lobby, Home Goods, and hopefully they'll have it there, but I cannot find that exact one online, so I apologize. But this is my office, and that is gonna be basically it for the home tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I will try to put timestamps down below for each room. I guess if you've made it this far in the video and didn't realize that, sorry. And then underneath those, I will have most of the items I can find linked as well. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, I would love that. And look forward to the gym tour. That is coming tomorrow or the next day. It'll be the next video up. Bye.
I was gonna cut you down.
Oh, I know, I was like, yeah, that's it. What should is that fine?
That's fine.
Okay, cool.